बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। Devotees, let us all close eyes, clasp hands together and bow heads. Meditate on lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and the Spiritual Master as we seek their guidance, the blessings and protection. Prathamam Sadgurum Vande Shri Krishnam Tadanantaram Guru Papatmana Trata Shri Krishnas Tvamalatmana Braje Vasantam Navanita Chauram Gopanganana Chadukula Chauram Aneka Janma Jit Pap Chauram Chauragraganyam Purusham Namah Namah Kamalana Bhaya Namah Kamalamaline Namah Kamalpadaya Namaste Kamalekshan Yo Brahmanam Virdhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Takhvam Hadevam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadde. बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। पूजनीय आदरणीय पंडित जी, प्रिय सज्जनों, प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, महानुभाव, most worshipable Panditji, dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. Also, very special welcome and a Radhe Radhe and a pranam to the viewers on Bhakti TV. A special thank you, of course, to Pandit Satyanand Maharaj of the Satya Anand Ashram, along with the producer of Bhakti TV, for the wonderful work he's doing in uplifting Sanatan Dharma. First, tonight we will chant a little bit. Beautiful composition, divine composition, written by Jagat Guru Tam, Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. This composition encourages us and prays to us to please chant the name of the Lord. Chant His name again and again. That name that removes all sorrows and sufferings and brings true happiness and true peace. Chant in the name of the Lord. By chanting His name, we will make Him our slave. We'll bring Him to sit in our heart. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, the moment we open your mouth, chant the name of the Lord. This name of the Lord, Hari, Ram, Krishna. This name is a priceless gem. It is priceless because God sits in the name. It is so valuable. And we don't have to pay anything for it. Free. So why not chant the name? Chant here, chant there, chant everywhere. Chant the name of the Lord. Whether we eat it, whether you're sleeping, whether you're drinking, whether you're walking, whether you're sitting, all the time, chant the name of the Lord. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, page 55. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, bol le le, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, bol le le, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, bol le le, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, bol le le, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol. Oh Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol. Oh Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol. यहाँ वहाँ जहाँ कहीं मुँह खोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। यहाँ वहाँ जहाँ कहीं मुँह खोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। यहाँ वहाँ जहाँ कहीं मुँह खोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल 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 हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। यहाँ नाम रतन अनमोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। यहाँ नाम रतन अनमोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। The name Hari, वो अनमोल रतन, priceless gem. The name Hari, which is one of the most auspicious name of Sri Krishna, which takes away all sorrows and all sufferings, and brings to chant a divine bliss, divine happiness. Chant the name, that priceless gem. यह नाम रतन अनमोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल।
यह नाम रतन अनमोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल।
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि
बोल हरि बोल।
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि
बोल हरि बोल।
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि
बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल।
इत बोल उत बोल जित बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल।
इत बोल उत बोल जित बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल।
इत बोल उत बोल जित बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल।
इत बोल उत बोल जित बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि
बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल।
आते जाते खाते पीते जब भी बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल। आते
जाते खाते पीते जब भी बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल।
आते जाते खाते पीते जब भी बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल।
आते जाते खाते पीते जब भी बोल, हरि बोल हरि
ओ
बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि
बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि
बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि
बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल 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 हरि
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल।
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। अब सावधान हो जाइए। Try to be very attentive and listen very carefully now. Tonight we're starting 5 nights of Guru Gyan Yagna. Even then, it's a very important part of the lecture series we have been doing, which is also Guru Gyan. That is very important. The most important part of Navadha Bhakti. If you leave undone, then it's an injustice. It's the most important aspect of Navadha Bhakti, which I've been speaking about for the past 5 nights. Tonight is the 6th night. As we heard, Praharada Nyuchatam Tat Swadhitam Kinchuduttamam Kalinetavata Yushvan Yada Shikshat Gurur Bhavan. 7th Canto, 5th chapter, 22nd verse, Bhagavad Mahapuran. Hiranyakashipu placed his son Prahlad, that great devotee of the Lord, on his lap and said, "O long live one, you have spent a long time in the company of the Gurus, in the association of the Guru, and I'm sure you have acquired a lot of knowledge. So tell me, in all that knowledge, which knowledge you consider to be the greatest of all?" Sabse Shresht. Swaditam Kinchuduttamam. Uttamam. Sabse Uttam. The best. And Prahlad replied to Hiranyakashipu and said, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Shravanam Pada Sevanam, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Bandhanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. 7th Canto, 5th chapter, 23rd verse, Bhagavad Mahapuran. Prahlad ji said, "My dear father, worshipping Shri Krishna in this 9 form, this 9-fold devotion, Kirtan Bhakti, Shravan Bhakti, Smaran Bhakti, Pad Sevan Bhakti, Archan Bhakti, Bandhan Bhakti, Dasya Bhakti, Sakya Bhakti, Atma Nivedan Bhakti. I consider this to be the greatest of all knowledge." I mentioned also Bhagwan Shri Ram also decided to give this great knowledge to his very dear devotee Shabari. Navadha bhagati kahahu tohi pahi, savadhan sunu dharu man mahi. Oh Shabari, you're very dear to me. So I am about to reveal the highest knowledge to you. That which is very dear to me, my Navadha Bhakti, my 9 form of worship in me, the Lord. So listen very carefully, Shabari. Be alert. Focus your mind totally on me and listen carefully. You'll be listening. As I mentioned, there are many, many types of devotion. 9 types, 10 types, 24 types, 36, many types. The most famous is this Navadha Bhakti, 9-fold devotion. Even in this 9-fold devotion, 3 are most important. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, Parikshit Maharaj says to Shukadev ji, Shukadev, Bhagavad ka Bhakta, the one who's relating the Bhagavad. Shukadev, he says, Guruji, in the age of Kali Yuga, which is fast approaching, that age of Kali Yuga, human beings, आयु कम आयु वाल, अल्प आयु, अल्प बुद्धि, अल्प बल, सब कुछ अल्प, इनके लिए थोड़ी सी संक्षेप में सब निचोड़ बताइए जो आसानी से कर सकते। परीक्षित, King Parikshit says to the Guru, Shukadev ji, Guruji, this age of Kali Yuga, human beings, their age, their lifespan is going to be very small. Alpa ayu. We are told that 100 years, but how many people live for 100? This life can finish any time, any moment. Alpa buddhi, their memory is very weak. Very quickly they forget. Very weak. Alpa bal, their strength, everything is very small, very limited in this Kali Yuga. It's an age like that. So tell me something, the gist of which, throughout all the scriptures, that human beings in this terrible age of Kali Yuga can easily follow. They don't have to go through too much detail. Shukadev ji replied and said, Tasmat sarvatmana rajan haris sarvatra sarvada shrotavya kititavyascha smartavyo bhagavan rinam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 2nd Canto, 2nd chapter, 36th verse. Parikshit, know that the Supreme Lord resides everywhere. And in all, He resides within the soul, in the heart of every living being. Tasma sarvatmana Rajan Haris Sarvatra Sarvada. Everywhere. And all the time. Some of us think that God is only in the mandir, only in the murti, in the church, in the masjid, in the house of God. We call this the house of God. So people say to their children, my child, when you go to the mandir, we are going to mandir today, this is God's house. Do not do anything wrong here. And the child takes this to mean that, so okay, I will not do anything, but when I leave the mandir, I can do all the wrong thing and the child is going to put it to good use. So is God only in the mandir, only in the murti? We believe that. We come to mandir, we try our best not to do anything wrong. Because we believe God is here. He's in the murti. It's the house of God. For that length of time, we read Bhagavad, Ramayana, Gita, we think about God. We believe in God, maybe to an extent. But the moment we leave the mandir, now God is not seeing me anymore. Now I can do all the wrong thing. I can cuss, I can misbehave, I can go to the bar and drink, I can beat the wife, I can curse the husband, I can do all the wrong things I want. Is this what the scriptures are teaching us? What does the scripture say? प्रभु व्यापक सर्वत्र समाना, प्रेम ते प्रगट होई मैं जाना। जय राम श्री राम,
जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम।
प्रभु व्यापक सर्वत्र। God, Tulsidas Ji Maharaj is saying, God pervades everywhere. Everybody says God is here, there, and everywhere. Every religion. Sarvat, that God pervades everywhere. But, yeah, He's in the church 100%, in the murti, in the mandir 100%, and in the road, in the toilet, in the bar, in the ram shop, maybe 0% or 0.1%. No. Tulsidas Ji Maharaj says, Samana. Samana roop se. Samana means equally. God is 100% everywhere. Equally. Yeah, He's in the mandir. He's in the murti. In the picture. But He's also in the road. He's also in the toilet, in the ram shop, in the prostitute house, everywhere, 100%. There's no place that God is not there. You know, once there was an old sadhu, very old sadhu, and he was sitting near to a shivling with his feet towards the shivling. We are taught in the scriptures that is an insult. It's a big sin to put your feet towards the altar, towards Bhagavan. And the sadhu, old sadhu, had his feet towards the shivling. So everybody came to the mandir, this Shivalaya, and they saw this old sadhu with his feet towards the shivling, and they got angry. And they said, Babaji, how could you do such a wrong thing? We respect you so much. And sadhu says, Beta, children, tell me, what is the wrong thing am I doing? I don't understand what you are saying. How could you place your feet towards Bhagavan, towards the shivling? Oh, the sadhu said, sorry. Okay, no problem. I'm very old, and it's hard for me to move. Please, I want you to do me a favor. Take my feet and put it where Bhagavan is not there. Please take my feet. Yes, I'm wrong, and please, I'm an old person and it's hard for me. Please take up my feet and put it where Bhagavan is not there. Each one started looking at each other. Where to put his feet? Kahan rakhe? Where's that place that God is not there 100%? So when God is all knowing, all seeing, all pervading, in the Vedas, Eko Deva Sarva Bhuteshu Gurha Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantaratma Karma Dhyaksha Sarva Lokadivasa Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. Shvetashvatara chapter 6 verse 11. The Vedas are saying God pervades, one God, one Bhagwan, but He pervades in each and every particle of the universe. 100%. Gita also. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe junatishthati. Chapter 18, verse 61. God is sitting in the heart of every living being. He's everywhere. So when God is all-knowing, all-seeing, all-pervading, all-knowing, why do we say do not do anything wrong in the mandir only? Why don't we say do not do anything wrong anywhere at all? Because we also don't believe, that's why. And then we say we believe in God. Part-time believers. Somebody speaks the truth, for 15 minutes he speaks the truth. Out of 24 hours, can you say he is Satyavadi? That we can put him alongside Harishchandra Maharaj? For 15 minutes out of 24 hours, someone is celibate, Brahmacharya. Can we say he is Akhanda Brahmachari, like Bhishma Pitamaha? No. Satyavadi means one who speaks the truth every moment. Akhanda Brahmachari, one who is celibate in thoughts even every moment. In the same way, if I am a devotee, I can only claim to be a devotee of God, a believer in God, if I believe in God every moment. That He's looking at me every moment. Every moment. So He's everywhere. Haris sarvatra sarvada, and all the time. And shrotavya kirtitavyascha smartavya. Three bhakti we have to do. Most important. These are the three main. Shrotavya, listen. This is Shravan Bhakti. Listen to what? The divine philosophy. Preferably from a divine saint, from the true Guru. That's what Sri Krishna says in Gita. Tadvir pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshantite jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Chapter 4, verse 34. Acquire knowledge from one who is jnaninaha plus tattvadarshinaha. Shrotavyaha. Kirtitavyascha. Chant the name. Do kirtan as we were just doing. Sing the name. Chant the name of the Lord. This is also the fourth and fifth bhakti that Bhagwan Sri Ram told Shrivali. And smartavya. Smaran bhakti. Lovingly remembering, lovingly meditating on God. Don't just take the name, but meditate. So these are the three most important out of the 9. And even in these 3, there was one which is most important. Sabse pramukh hai. And that is Smaran Bhakti. Gaurang Mahaprabhu said, Maner Smaran Pran. Maner Smaran Pran. That the Smaran Bhakti is the life of all Bhakti. Pran hai, Pran. For example, when life is in this body of ours, when the soul is here, the life is here, we can do so much. We eat, we drink, we walk, we run, we quarrel, we fight. We can do so much things. While the life is there, Pran. But when the life leaves the body, everything is there still. There's eye, mouth, nose, hand, feet. Everything is there. But now, can the body do anything? No, it's useless. It's a lash, a dead body. Get rid of it quickly. Burn, cremate, bury it. Quickly. Bhoot, Pret is going to come. ghost spirit will come. It's going to smell. In India, in Sanatan Dharma, the practice was to get rid of the body immediately. The same day that person died, they will get 2 pieces of bamboo, rub the body in a piece of cloth, Ram Nam Satya Hai. Take it to the cremation ground. Nowadays, you have to wait. Sometimes you have to wait to get the body. Then you have to wait for friends and families to come, etc. So it's kept. But normally, the practice is to get rid of it immediately. So it's useless. No matter how much you cherish and love that person, once the life has gone, you don't want to have anything to do with it anymore. Get rid of it quickly. In the same way, we can do all the bhakti, the 9-fold devotion, the million, we can do hundreds of bhakti. But if there is no smarana bhakti, then it's like a body without life. It's dead, useless. You will not get the benefit. This is where, that's why we do so much spiritually. We do puja, we do havan, we chant the name of God, we do jap on the mala, we do 16 wrongs, 20 wrongs, so much we do. We go all the way to India and do pilgrimage. People boast that they go around Govardhan mountain, they go to do parikrama. They go all the 4 dham, Dwarika. Puri, Rameshwaram, Badrinath, Bhadrika Ashram. It's all physical drill. Everything. But where the mind is, no one is paying attention. Nobody is paying attention. That's why we don't benefit. My Guru, Kripalu Mahaprabhu, gives a nice example. Once, 4 Chaube, Pandits, Brahman, they went to Mathura. Mathura is the birthplace of Sri Krishna. And in India, in the spiritual places, like Kashi, which is called Varanasi today, Vrindavan, Mathura, etc., you can drink something called bhang. Bhang is made from marijuana. It's illegal, but in these places, it's allowed. You take the marijuana, the whole plant, and you grind it into a paste, and then mix it in milk and syrup, and it becomes a drink, and it's called bhang. And when you drink that, oh my God, you become very intoxicated. I've seen people drink this thing and it takes hours and hours for them to calm down. And then whatever they have in their mind, they're going to say. You want someone? It's like a truth serum. They will say everything. Anyhow, so these 4 Chaube, they got together and drank a lot of bhang in Mathura. In the evening time, they came to the Yamuna and they saw a boat. And they discussed among themselves, we should take this boat and go to Prayag. So that we can have a dip in Sangam. There's a place called Prayag, the Sangam. Today you hear the name Allahabad. There's a certain spot when you go, it's called Sangam. You have to take a boat to go out, where 3 rivers meet. The confluence of Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. So it's called Sangam. And people go to take bath. It's considered to be that you can wash out sins, etc. A lot of people go. Kumbh Mela, millions. Anyhow, so they decided that we'll take this boat, and through being intoxicated with the bhang, they taught themselves to be very strong. We don't need any boatman. ये मल्लाह की जरूरत नहीं है, हम करेंगे. We will do it ourselves. So they went and sat in the boat and they started rowing. They rowed all night long. Row. Not an engine one, but you have to, the oars, row. In the morning, one of them said, "Hey, I think we have reached Prayag." Another one said, "Yeah, I think we reached. But something looks strange." The third guy said, "Yeah, it looks strange. All the buildings and all the bathing places that is called a ghat, the places in these places like Vrindavan, Yamuna, Mathura, and if you go to Varanasi, Dashashwamedh Ghat, or you go to Allahabad, bathing places where they would go and bathe is called a ghat. All the bathing places, they look just like those in Mathura. So while they are talking like this, a guy was on the bank, hearing them, on the bank of the river. He said, "Hey, what are you guys saying?" So the four Chaubey, they said, "Look, we took this boat from Mathura and we rowed all night long and we think we have reached Prayag, but all the buildings and all the bathing places, they look the same." So the guy in the bank said, "Are you people crazy? This is not Prayag, this is Mathura." So a big argument ensued. "Oh, we rode all night long, our muscles are aching, we sweated and perspired, and you are saying we are still in Mathura? And if we haven't reached Prayag, we must be somewhere in between, Itara somewhere. But we could not be in Mathura." So big argument ensued there. While they were arguing, another guy came along, and he's like, they're ready to fight. He said, "Hey, ye kya ho raha hai? What's happening?" So the people, they started to, both parties started to explain, wait, I can't hear both of you. You and the people in the boat, tell me first what happened. So the four guys in the boat said, "Look, we went to Mathura, and it was getting dark, and we saw this boat. We went and sat on the boat, and we rowed, and we planned to go to Prayag. So we rowed all night long, and we think we have reached. But this guy, he's telling us we are still in Mathura. How is that possible?" So the other guy said, okay, don't argue, I'll tell you what happened. So he then pointed out to the four guys, he said, "Look, the boat that you were sitting, yes, you rowed all night long, but it was still anchored to the bank of the river. The boatmen, they tie their boat that it will not drift away. They tie it to a stake that it will not drift away. So these guys never checked to see that the boat was still tied, and they rowed all night long." In the same way, with our mind attached to the world, we worship God physically, just like those four people in the boat. We do everything. We do puja, we do havan, we offer jal, we chant the name of God, we do everything. Tirt, pilgrimage, everything. But the mind in the world. If somebody tie your feet together and they say, "Quick march," where are you going to go? Somebody is very hungry and there's lots of food in front of him, and he keeps saying, "Food, food, 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 bhojan, khana, khana," but he doesn't eat. How is he going to satisfy the hunger? Someone is in the middle of a lake, in the middle in a boat. There's so much water and he's dying from thirst. And he keeps saying, "Pani, pani, water, water, water," but he doesn't drink. How is he going to satisfy his thirst? In the same way, you chant Hari, Hari, Ram, Ram, Krishna, Krishna, but you don't think about Shri Krishna. whose name I am taking. How are we going to benefit? This is called Smaran Bhakti. Smaran. Remember I told you in the Ramayana, Kag Basundaji says to Garuji, Kali Yuga Keval Naam Adhara. In the age of Kali Yuga, only by taking the name of the Lord. Kali Yuga Keval Naam Adhara. Sumiri Sumiri Nara Uttarahu Para. Sumiran. Sumiran means Smaran. Again and again, remember, not just taking the name alone, remembering the Lord. Sumiri Sumiri, Sumiran Sumiran. Remember, meditating, Roop Dhyan. Originally, there were only 4 Jagat Guru. Original, Mool Jagat Guru. How does one become Jagat Guru? In Sanatan Dharma. Jagat Guru means Guru of the whole world, teacher of the whole world. So Shri Krishna is also called Jagat Guru. Krishnam Bande Jagat Guru. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. So he's Jagat Guru. Now, how does one become Jagat Guru? In Sanatan Dharma. When he goes before a body of the greatest spiritual mind, normally this happens in Kashi, in Varanasi. This place called Kashi or Varanasi is considered to be the seat of all learning, the seat of knowledge. So when they will go before a body of the greatest spiritual mind, and there is something called Shastrarth. Shastrarth means a debate on the scriptures. There's a debate between them and that person. And when it is, the conclusion comes after that debate, that Shastrarth, that the person they're debating with, his knowledge is greater than all of them combined, they bestow the title Jagat Guru on that person. This originally was only bestowed on 4 people. Adi Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, the first one was Jagat Guru Shankaracharya. Then came Jagat Guru Nimbarkacharya. Then came Jagat Guru Ramanujacharya. And then came Jagat Guru Madhavacharya. Original, Mool. When they left the world, some follower, someone who belonged to that sampradaya, that following, he just went and sat on the seat and he called himself Jagat Guru. But no one made him Jagat Guru. It's just like a following. Somebody just to lead. So there were thousands and thousands of Jagat Guru, but not original. Original was only 4. Then a period of about 500 years passed, and then the title of only the 5th, original Jagat Guru was conferred upon Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu by a body known at that time as the Kashi Vidvat Parishad, which comprised of 500 of the greatest spiritual minds in India at that time. We'll hear more about this later on as we go along. So he was only the 5th. And not only Jagat Guru, he is called Jagat Guru Tam. All the rest were called Jagat Guru. He was bestowed the title Jagat Guru Tam. What's the difference? So in English you have good, better, best. So in Sanskrit also you will have Jagat Guru, then Jagat Guru Tar means better, then Jagat Guru Tam means best. That amongst the five, he is the best, topmost. Anyhow, so Jagat Guru Tam, Sri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, he placed most emphasis on Smaran Bhakti. He also encourages, these three are very important: Shravanam, listening to divine philosophy given by a true saint; Kirtanam, chanting the divine name, qualities, pastime of the Lord; and most important, Smaranam. He would always say, Roop Dhyan Kijiye. Please meditate on the form of Sri Krishna, on the form of Sri Radha Krishna. In all his ashrams, this word is written all over with lights. Roop Dhyan Kijiye, Roop Dhyan Kijiye. Please do Roop Dhyan. That without Roop Dhyan, there is no bhakti. It's the life. Dhyan means meditation. This word you have heard, and there are many, many people with all different kinds of explanation about meditation. But Kripalu Jagat Guru Tam Kripalu Mahaprabhu says Roop Dhyan. Not just Dhyan. People meditate on all kinds of things. Some people say meditate on light. Some say just try to think about nothing. Some people say look at the mind. All different kind of things you would have heard. Kripalu Mahaprabhu says Roop Dhyan. Roop means form. Meditate on the form of Sri Krishna, on the form of Radharani, on the form of the Guru, who is Radha Krishna personified. Roop Dhyan. Most important. This is the very life. Now the question may come, how am I going to meditate on the form of God when I've never seen God? What does God look like? What is the color of his complexion? How many heads does he have? How many hands? How many feet? What does he look like? Etc. I've never seen. So how to meditate? This question will come. How to meditate? And people will think, okay, the one who has seen God, a saint, why doesn't he show God to me at least one time? Let me see God. Let me tell you, all these saints we hear about, Tulsidas, Surdas, Meera, Tukaram, Jagat Guru, Gaurang Mahaprabhu, Madhavaj, all these great, great saints, and God, Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, we have seen not once or twice, thousands of times. Whenever God has descended in this world as Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, etc., we were there. Many people think, I never saw Kripalu Mahaprabhu. I never saw Gaurang Mahaprabhu. If I was there and I would have seen him, I would have fallen in love. And I wouldn't have anything to do with the world. Really? A lot of people have seen him. And what happened to them? Are they totally detached? Have they become saints? Some may have become devotees. Some may have changed their life, but not everyone. There are two things that can happen when you meet a true saint or God. Either you get the greatest benefit or you can get the greatest loss. Greatest loss? Yeah, you can get the greatest benefit and you can get the greatest harm also. Because if you're not careful, when you meet a true saint, the true Guru, and you have doubt, our mind is very crazy. Remember, we judge everyone and everything. It's our nature to judge. We judge everyone. We don't judge ourselves, but we judge everybody. We come judge magistrate, judge, lawyer, everything. We give judgment. So we don't spare God and the saints also. You think that we will meet God and we'll spare Bhagavan? During the time that Bhagavan Sri Ram descended in this world, in the age of Treta Yuga, he ruled the whole world for he stayed in the world, for 11,000 years. There are many Ramayans. And all of them are unanimous in the view that everyone who lived in Ayodhya during the descension of Bhagavan Sri Ram, they were all God-realized souls. Fully God-realized souls. All Ramayans are unanimous in that view, no matter how many Ramayana there are. Then how could that Dhobi, that washerman, who according to Ramayana is a fully God-realized soul, accuse Ram of taking back Sita in his home when she had lived in the home of another man? Not only that, everyone in Ayodhya in all that time knew also that Bhagavan Sri Ram had put Sita through the test of the fire Agni Pariksha to prove her purity before re-accepting her as his wife. Yet in spite of knowing all of that, the Dhobi, who according to the Ramayana is a God-realized soul, did not stop from insulting and abusing Sri Ram. That he had to give up Sita. Tyag diya. That she was pregnant. And he gave her up. And we think that if I were to see Ram, I'll fall in love. I would fall on unconscious bliss. Are Tulsidas ji said nobody benefits. The fact is no one benefits. Tulsidas go to the extent of saying in 11,000 years only one person benefited. Ek nari tar. One person, a woman, Ahilya. And there's the doubt also. Because he did not say she went to Bhagavan. After Bhagavan Sri Ram placed his feet on that Shila, that she had become a stone through the curse of her husband, she went back to her husband. If the husband is in Bhagavan's abode, fine, but suppose he is in Swarga or some other place. So no one benefits. Because we're going to judge with our material mind and intellect. That which is divine will be seen to be material. Shri Krishna says in Gita, Avajananti mamurha manushim tanumashitam param bhavam ajanantu mama bhuta maheshwaram. Chapter 9 verse 11 Gita. Shri Krishna says, ignorant human beings under the control of Maya, we people, not knowing that he is God, not understanding his divine nature, we mistake him to be an ordinary human being just like ourselves. And nobody benefits. How many people cursed and abused Sri Krishna, insulted him? You think you were there? Huh? This is why we are told in the Ramayana, चिदानंदमय देह तुम्हारी विगत विकार जानी अधिकारी जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम
चिदानंदमय देह तुम्हारी, विगत विकार जानि अधिकारी. Just as God is divine, His body is also divine. Chidanandamay means divine. Everything, His color. We read that God is blue and God is white and really? Karpura Gauram, Karuna Karpur. The Shivji, his body is white like camphor. Karpura Gauram. Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, blue like the young rain-laden cloud, etc. We have seen all these things. Did we fall on unconscious with bliss? To see divine body of God and benefit or a saint, we have to be divine. Bigata vikad jani adhikari. Because whatever we see, when we see how we are on the inside, that's how we are going to see, understand. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
जाकी जान, जाकी रहज सान, सुती प्रभु मूर्ति देखी तिन तैसी. बोलो राम.
Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
ओ जाकी रही भावना जैसी, प्रभु मूर्ति देखी तिन तैसी. बोलो राम.
Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
बोलो राम.
Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
जाकी रही भावना जैसी, प्रभु मूर्ति देखी तिन तैसी. How we are on the inside, when we meet divine entities like God or the saint, we're going to see them the same way. And how we are on the inside, we are governed by three forms of Maya: Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. If we are for tamasic nature, we have evil thoughts, we only think about wrong things and dirty things, and we meet God or a saint, very bad man, very bad man. Because I am very bad. It gets reflected like a mirror. If I am rajasic, I love money, I love power, position, I meet God or a saint, oh, I know, very greedy, he likes money. Money guru. And if I am sattvic, I have high and noble thoughts, and I meet God or a saint, acha, he's nice man, good man, better than me, but good, that's all. And God and the saints are beyond Maya. How are we going to benefit? Unless they shower their grace. Impossible. Impossible. That's why it's so difficult. That's why the scriptures tell us, without the grace of God, no one can meet a saint or recognize him. So many places in the Ramayana. बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई। बोलो
राम 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 राजा राम राम राम, बोलो राम 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 राजा राम राम राम।
अब मोहि भा भरोस हनुमंता, बिनु हरि कृपा मिलहि नहीं संता। बोलो
राम 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 राजा राम राम राम, बोलो राम 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 राजा राम राम राम।
संत विशुद्ध मिलहि पुनिते, राम कृपा करी चित वही रे।
बोलो राम 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 राजा राम राम राम, बोलो राम 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 राजा राम राम राम।
पुण्य पुंज बिनु मिलहि न संता, सत्संगति संस्कृति कर अंता। बोलो
राम 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 राजा राम राम राम, बोलो राम 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 राजा राम राम राम।
thousands of chaupais, dohas. Binu satsang vivek n hoi. Without the association of a true saint, we can't acquire true knowledge. But how we're going to get that association? Rama kripa binu sulabhan. So only when God will shower His grace. Aba mohi bha bharosa hanumanta, binu hari kripa milahi nahi santa. Vibhishan says, Hanumanji, I have full faith that only because Sri Ram showered His grace upon me, I am able to meet a saint, I am able to meet you, Hanuman. Otherwise, impossible. Santa Vishuddha milahi punitehi, Ram kripa kari chitta vahi jehi. The pure saint, how are we going to meet him? Only when God will turn the key from inside, in other words, shower His grace. Punya punja binu milahina santa. After we have acquired great deeds in many lifetimes, God showers His grace and we are able to meet a saint. Except many. But you meet him and what happened? You judge. You judge. Don't think that if I had met him, sometimes not meeting is better. We can get great harm also, great benefit, the greatest benefit. One moment of satsang, you can't even describe how great that is. The true satsang, association with the true saint. And even if we met and I said we have seen God, oh, if the saint will just shower his grace and I can just have one glimpse of Bhagwan, bhaiya, do not desire to see God until you become deserving. Because whatever little belief you have right now, you will lose that too. That you will lose too. First be deserving. We have seen, not once, not twice, uncountable time. What did we do? We cursed and we criticized, we abused. Look at the history of whenever saints have come in the world. Forget Bhagwan, what we did not do. We cursed, we criticized, crucified, poisoned, beat them, throw them in jail, give them a bad name. Every saint in history, every saint, whether it's Tulsidas, Sudas, Mira, Tukaram, Nanak, Gaurang, Mahaprabhu, Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, any saint you can think of. Mira, Today we sing her bhajan, Mera Bhai. We love singing her bhajan. Her own in-laws, not strangers. Own in-laws. Because she was dancing for the Lord, they gave her poison, telling her this was nectar to kill her. They put a poisonous snake in the basket and told her it was a garland for the Lord. Of course, the poison became nectar, the garland, the snake became a garland. Every saint. And God, Shishupal, the moment he could speak Tutla Bhasha, baby talk, instead of roti, loti, our baby talks, from that time he was abusing Shri Krishna and insulting him. From that time, Shri Krishna gave a promise that only when he would give 100 insults at one time, then I will take action. Bhari Sabha mein, in that huge gathering, he started insulting Shri Krishna, and Shri Krishna kept smiling. But he kept checking 1, 2, 10, 50, 90, 98, 99, 100. Sudarshan Chakra. So we don't benefit by even seeing, unless we have very good sanskars or something. Those who benefited when the Lord descended, they were saints. They were deserving. How much time my Guru would say, you were sitting in front of me, Satsangi, and he knows, and we know that he knows that we are thinking all the wrong things, we are judging him. Kya kare, what to do? He thinks, they are so ignorant. Guru forgives. Bhagwan doesn't forgive, Guru forgives. They are ignorant, they don't understand. They will, by giving the knowledge again and again, they will come to realize their mistake. He's hope. He keeps having hope. The saint never gives up hope. If he gives up hope, well, what will happen to us? Asha Bandha. He keeps hoping. They will change, they will change, they will change. We're sitting right in front of him and thinking the worst thoughts. He gave him a mala, he didn't give me any mala. He looked at that one, I see he looking, not looking at me. We judge. We don't know what a saint is doing when. He's looking at somebody, but he's looking at somebody else. He's calling this person, but he's actually teaching to another one. Everything is done opposite. How can you know? And we are going to judge, just like we judge in the world. And that is called Nam Aparadh, unpardonable sin, the greatest sin. Or else everybody should have been Mahapurush who met him. Everything was in our hand. Don't worry. As I told you one night, didn't meet him, fine, don't worry. Bring him in your heart. Accept him as Guru. He'll come and sit. Just have the faith, that's all. You'll get all the benefit. And many are benefited. Many, many. I see even more than those who actually met him. So then, how can we meditate when we've never seen? So God is Akaran Karun. He's causelessly merciful. He showers His grace without any reason, any cause. He knows we have our mind, our intellect is all material. My go char jah lagi man jai, so sab maya janihu bhai. That mind that we think, the intellect that we know, the senses that we grasp, they're all material mind. So they cannot think about divine God. They cannot meditate. Our material mind cannot meditate on divine God. God knows that. So God says, take whatever you want. Take material help. The saints, they know. They see God, but they cannot tell us what He looks like. Why can't they? Because everything about God is divine. His color, His complexion, His clothes, His body, everything is divine. And we can't understand. So the saints, what they do, they take things of the world that are of the best. They take things of the world that are of the best, and they say God is something like that. He's not that. He's something like that. To describe how the complexion of the body of Sri Krishna, Sri Ram, like they use the example of a blue lotus flower, the blue sky, a young rain-laden cloud, etc. Something like that. Not that, like that. And then an artist, a worldly person, who is a painter, an artist, he draws it from his imagination. Or a sculptor, he takes a piece of rock, and what he has heard in the scripture, he starts chiseling. It doesn't mean that's what God looked like. But don't worry, in every particle of that murti is not Bhagwan, but He. The day you realize God, you will see what real God looks like. Don't worry. In every particle of that murti, of that picture, God is pervading. In every particle. Once we have the bhavana, the feeling, all God cares about, our feeling has to be correct. That's why meditating on God is the easiest thing. Whatever you meditate, Bhagwan is going to accept. Once the feeling is correct. Are God has come in every form. Only in Sanatan Dharma, unlike any other dharma, any other religion. So great is Sanatan Dharma that God has come in every form, that you're free to choose whatever form you want. A fish. What is the dirtiest animal? Pig. Suwar. Are Shukra avatar. Varaha avatar. The Lord came as a pig. Varaha avatar. And not only as an animal or human being, He came as a mixture. A mixture also. Half man, half lion. Nrsimha Bhagwan. Look how merciful. How only in Sanatan Dharma. Look at the great, we don't understand the greatness of the Dharma and we leave and run away. We don't understand the greatness of what we have because nobody is delving into it and bringing it out and showing it to us. Giving it to us. And even if someone comes and tries to tell us, we don't want to hear. It's too difficult, it's too much, I can't take it, it's too hard. Many people of different religions, where they reach a certain point in their religion and then they can't go further, what do? They go to India. They go into ashrams. Because we have a depthless ocean, there's no end. In other religions, there's an end. It's limited. Nothing is wrong, but they reach a certain point. But we who are Hindus, we don't know what we have. We don't know. We don't understand the value of what we have. So, whatever you meditate, Bhagwan, once the feeling is correct, He will accept. Look, it is more difficult to meditate on somebody in the world than to meditate on Bhagwan. In the world, tell someone to meditate on your father or a husband, his face. Make everything exactly. The ears has to be the same shape, the nose, same size, same shape, the eye. Who looks like that and look exactly? Impossible. With Bhagwan, any size, any shape. And take the help. Any picture you want, there are thousands and thousands of pictures, thousands of artists have drawn. Thousands and thousands, take one that is attractive to you. The mind wants to be attracted. Don't look at one that the mind is scared of and doesn't want to look. That's attractive. And meditate. Open your eyes, look at the murti or picture. And then close your eyes and try to visualize. In the beginning, we'll find that the length of time it takes for us to look at that murti or picture is very long. And the length of time when we close our eyes and we can visualize in our mind is very short. It disappears quickly. Don't worry. Open your eyes and look again. If we keep practicing like that, slowly, you see, this is what Shri Krishna said to Arjun. Arjun said, Shri Krishna was saying, control the mind, control the mind. Arjun said, Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramati balavadhirham tasyaham nigaham manye vayuriva sudushkaram. Chapter 6 verse 34. This mind is so strong, turbulent and unyielding. It's more difficult to control the mind than it is to control the wind. And Shri Krishna agreed. Asanshaya mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam. Yes, Arjun, what you say, I agree 100%. The mind is difficult to control, to keep it steady one place, but not impossible. It can be done. How? Abhyasina tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Chapter 6 verse 35. Through constant practice. This is sadhana, roop dhyan. And you have to do it regular. Do it again. Regular practice. Now sometime I ask Satsangi, do you do sadhana? Sometime. Not every day. Every day, just as you eat food every day. It has to be regular. Then it will happen. Regular. Slowly, the length of time it takes for us to look at that picture or murti will become very short, and the length of time we can keep that image in our mind will become long till the point will come you no longer need a murti or picture. You can sit anywhere and close the eye and you'll visualize in your mind. Or you can open your eyes and look after a while. This is a higher state. And one other thing, don't, when you close your eyes and you can meditate on the form now, just see a murti or picture, let it come alive. Make him come alive, or make her come alive. See the eyes looking at you, blinking, the lips smiling. See the pitambar fluttering in the wind. See him walking, giving you a hug. Put yourself in there also. Make it exciting. Our mind needs, look, this mind, you have to make it attractive, that meditation. Or it will go. The mind by nature, you look, if you keep eating one thing all the time, you get bored. Even if somebody loves sweets, and you start giving him rasgulla, give rasgulla every day. Oh, Bhagwan, no more rasgulla. I will vomit now. Now give me something salty now. We get bored. So the mind needs change. So whatever you like, whatever the mind likes, you put Bhagwan, put Guru there. That's your dhyan meditation. Don't worry about it. These two little books, Ramayana, Bhagavad Mahapuran, they are just guides. That's not all the leelas that Bhagwan performed. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. God has taken uncountable descension and has performed uncountable divine pastimes. There is nothing that no one can think about that God has not done. Hari Katha, there are uncountable solar systems with uncountable planet Earths, and God has taken descension every moment. Don't worry. Bhagwan will accept it. It has to be favorable, not pratikul, anukul. Even though there are people who have attained God through negative feeling, like Shishupal, Kans, etc. But we're not recommended. That's not recommended. Only in the time of descension that can be done, and during the period of descension, number one, and number two, it has to be very strong. These were special descension. They were saints, actually. Jai Vijay, the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha. These are God, Nitya Siddha Mahapurush. So Anukul, favorable thinking. All the time. Do whatever you want in your meditation, but it has to be favorable. Loving. Beautiful. And you're free. To change as much, change the clothes, change the age, whatever you want. Tvam Stri, Tvam Puman, Tvam Kumar, Utava Kumari, Tvam Jino, Dande Navanchasi, Shvetashvatara Upanishad. The Vedas are saying to God, hey, you are a woman. To Bhagwan, hey Bhagwan, Tvam Stri, Tvam Puman, you are a man. Tvam, you are a teenage boy. No, you're a teenage girl. No, you're an old man walking with a stick. Tvam Jino, Dande Navanchasi. Whatever you want to make, you're free. Bhagwan will accept once the feeling is correct. Once there's love, once you're trying to love Bhagwan and the feeling is correct, you want to bathe him, put on beautiful clothes, feed him in your meditation. Whatever you want. You want to play cricket with him? Fine. Whatever you want. That's your meditation. These books are just guides. Ramayana. You want to do what the Ramayana have, you want to follow what Bhagavad, fine, nothing is wrong, but it's this guide. Otherwise, infinite. And the most important thing, as I keep mentioning, is the mind. That's why Roop Dhyan, when we worship only physically, we don't get benefit. Because God knows only where the mind is. I told you, the Vedas tell us, the mind alone, man eva manushyanam karnam bandha mokshayoho brahma bindu upanishad. Second mantra. The mind alone is the cause of bondage as well as liberation. The mind alone. In Gita also Shri Krishna says, the whole Gita in one line. What's the teaching of the Gita? Tasma sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yuddha cha. This is what Karma Yoga means. Gita teaches Karma Yoga. What does Karma Yoga means? Chapter 8 verse 7, Gita. Tasma sarveshu, at all place, kaleshu, at all time, ma manusmara. Remember the Lord. What you going to remember with your head, your eye, your feet? No, the mind, the heart. Remember me, Arjun. Think about me. Keep me in your heart. And you, Dhacha, your Kshatri. Fight the war. My Gurudev, Jagat Gurutam Sri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, has written a very beautiful book. Many books. This one is called Bhakti Shatak. Bhakti Shatak. 100 dohas. In one of the doha, he describes Karma Yoga. Doha number 84. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe,
Radhe,
Jai
Radhe, Jai Radhe.
Hari Man Hari में तन जगत में तेहि कर्म योग तेहि जान राधे राधे जय राधे 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 जय
Radhe Krishna Radhe,
जय राधे
Krishna Radhe, Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe.
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे जय राधे कृष्ण राधे जय
Radhe Krishna Radhe,
जय
Radhe
राधे
Krishna Radhe.
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे जय राधे कृष्ण राधे
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna
तन हरि में मन जगत में यह महान अज्ञान। राधे राधे जय राधे कृष्ण राधे जय
राधे कृष्ण राधे
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे जय राधे
कृष्ण राधे
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे जय राधे कृष्ण राधे
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे जय राधे कृष्ण राधे
ओ जय राधे कृष्ण राधे जय राधे कृष्ण राधे
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे जय राधे कृष्ण राधे।
मन हरि में तन जगत में कर्म योग ते ही जान। With our heart, our mind attached to God, मन हरि में, and performing our duty in the world, tan jagat में, that is called karma yoga. लेकिन but tan hari में, we worship God only physically. We're doing puja, we're doing havan, we're doing everything, but only physically. Tan hari में, man jagat में, and the mind is all about in the world, thinking all about the world, everywhere in the world. यह महान अज्ञान, this is the greatest ignorance, and we won't bend. So रूप ध्यान स्मरण bhakti is the most important. If you do only smarana bhakti and you don't do anything else, you'll get everything. Manas puja is the highest puja. And you can do every other bhakti you want, but if you don't include smarana bhakti, you don't include meditating on God, include the mind, then it's like a dead body without life. But you can do any kind of bhakti and you add smarana bhakti, then it will give you the fruit. Whether it's Navdha bhakti or any amount of bhakti you can think about. But most important is smarana bhakti, roop dhyan, meditating on the form of God, in the form of Radha Krishna, in the form of the saint, who is Radha Krishna personified. The rest we will hear and follow in lecture. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।